Like I said, Sunday. Super Bowl time, baby.
Super Bowl time.
Oh, I'm so excited I just can't hide it. 6:30 Eastern Time, Levi's Stadium, Super Bowl 60, Seahawks versus Patriots.
Super Bowl!
In one of the wilder, more unpredictable seasons this year, New England Patriots able to sneak in with the lowest scoring offense to reach the Super Bowl since 1979, only 18 points per game, while their defense only allowed 8.7, very old school. And it's not that Seattle wasn't considered a possibility to the Super Bowl, but I think people like me had the Rams or Lions or other teams in mind, maybe Philadelphia returning, and Sam Darnold has really impressed people. So there's a lot to talk about, I guess, involving the game, but I will say this, Seattle should win.
Gonna win.
I don't want to ruffle any feathers and piss off Patriots fans. Lord knows you guys can get a little high pressure on me. But, I mean, honestly, this Super Bowl to me isn't that complicated. I understand they get weird. You know, Manning beat Brady twice.
I'm Eli Manning. I'm nice. Tom Brady's the GOAT. Sight, I beat him twice.
It's possible. Chaos happens. The underdog has won 4 of the last 5 Super Bowls. But on paper, Seattle Seahawks should no doubt beat the Patriots this year in the Super Bowl. And I'm not just picking on the Patriots' easiest road I've ever seen and their schedule, but it is worth mentioning. I heard this stat actually from Cowturd. Shout out to Colin Cowherd. This is a just amazing stat to explain this. It wasn't just the easiest schedule for New England. This year, 11 of their games were against teams that were so bad they fired their coach in the offseason. Repeat that. The Patriots got to play 11 games against teams so bad and so frustrated, they fired their head coach in the offseason. Then you take them to the playoffs, and it even got easier. They got to play a banged-up Chargers who had no business really being there. They go against the Texans when poor C.J. Stroud, went colorblind and started throwing to the wrong team. 4 interceptions in the first half and lost his mind. Then the one game that should have been tough against the Broncos, they get to play against a backup quarterback who hadn't thrown a meaningful pass in over 730 days. I mean, what do you want me to tell you? You've had a tough road, that you've been battle-tested? Like, we don't know. I still don't know what you got. You've proven and you've beaten who was in front of you, and I understand all that. But Seattle, I mean, just the 3 Rams games alone to me are more difficult than anything you've gone through this entire year. And more importantly, besides being inexperienced and young, for Drake May specifically, the Seattle Seahawks and head coach Mike Macdonald are a nightmare situation. Mike Macdonald feasts on young quarterbacks. Another fun stat, since 2024, first and second year quarterbacks versus Mike Macdonald's defense are 0-6.
Always likes to eat the heart of the young.
In the last 2 years, first and second year quarterbacks get eaten alive by Mike Macdonald's defense. And yes, Drake May has been elite, 72% completion in the regular season. He's an MVP finalist. I get all that. But in the playoffs, when the pressure's gotten harder, and yes, there's been snow and everything else, he was 59% versus Houston, 47% versus Denver, and he just looks young. He looks like someone who's never been there. Again, you eked into this Super Bowl with the lowest points per game in the playoffs since 1979. Your offense is not exactly on fire going against a head coach who loves to eat up a young quarterback. And that defense also does something that, to me, I've seen win Super Bowls recently. They get pressure on the quarterback, but they don't have to blitz to do it. Think about this defensive line and kind of picture Philly. Remember Philadelphia when they just got on Patrick Mahomes, 6 sacks with a 0% blitz rate? I think they got 16 pressures as well, didn't have to blitz one time, and Mahomes was running for his life. Seattle's similar, at least. It may not be as dominant, but they are very, very good. They were 4th in pressure rate this year at 38.9%, so they pressured the quarterback almost 40% of the time, and a bottom-tier blitz rate of only 23%. They're able to get to you without blitzing, and the Patriots in the last 2 playoff games have given up 15 sacks in the last 2 games. This means the whole time Seattle's defense can rush just 4. They're going to be able to drop 7. They're going to be able to stay in cover 2. Keep an eye on May's deep ball, especially the one real weapon you got in Stephon Diggs. I just think this is a tough matchup for you guys to go against in the Patriots land. And also mention, I still think, even though Diggs is great, I'm going to put Njigba and Shaheed way over y'all in the wide receiving core as a 2-point pick your poison type weapon. And boy, JSN has been absolutely phenomenal. That Rams game, he made some catches that weren't even human. I think they got the advantage there. But one of the big ones besides defensive line, almost every Super Bowl, this needs to be listened to. Turnovers and red zone efficiency win Super Bowl games. Limit your turnovers, score in the red zone, you win Super Bowls. And Seattle this year didn't just create turnovers, they were top 6 in turnover margin. 18 interceptions, 25 total takeaways. New England only had 10 interceptions all season, and the red zone in the playoffs has been alarming.
This is our red zone.
Alarmingly different. Seattle is 72.7% converting touchdowns in the red zone in the playoffs. New England is 33.3%, down from their 55% in the regular season. So they're getting more turnovers than you. They're converting in the red zone better than you. And the big one, Sam Darnold. Shout out to Sam Darnold, who really has a chance to change his narrative forever. I think if May doesn't win, we can go ahead and just put him in that Burrow category of like, it's young. Maybe they were early. He's still a great quarterback. Sam Darnold needs this one, and I think he knows it. Boy, he has been a different person in the playoffs from the guy we saw in the regular season. I was there for that turnover nightmare he threw in Los Angeles against the Rams for those 4 interceptions. I saw those. Boy, he was a second or two late on almost every one of those. I remember sitting next to a Seahawks fan and being like, oh boy,
this guy sucks.
Your boy's at least a second late, man. I don't know what he's up to. He can be a gunslinger. He can be wild. None of that has happened in the playoffs. Sam Darnold in the playoffs has had 0 turnovers and 124.4 passer rating. That's the 4th highest ever entering a Super Bowl. He's not trying to play hero ball. He's not making bad decisions. And even against the Rams in that NFC title game, he threw 3 touchdowns under pressure with no picks. He's the first quarterback to ever do that in the next-gen stats era. He looks different. Seahawks feel different. They just feel better, more experienced. I like their coaching more, even though I do like Vrabel. I got Seattle winning this outright, and I don't think it's much of a competition. So, that being said, let's get into more fun stuff.
All right, now that that's out of the way.
I love football, but even part of the Super Bowl party and getting your girlfriend and people that aren't interested to enjoy it, one of the big ones used to be the commercials.
A commercial?
The Super Bowl commercials used to be fun. It used to be water cooler talk the next day. It used to be a big part of the entire extravaganza, and I'm wondering if maybe this year we can finally get them to make a comeback, because it's almost annoying to bring up this discussion because it sucked for at least a decade. Super Bowl commercials have sucked out loud. They forgot the assignment completely. Instead of being interesting, they're just safe, or they're preachy, or they're boring. All you have to do in a Super Bowl ad with all that money you're spending, sell me something, make me laugh, make me remember you. One of those 3 or all 3 combined. Something that makes people either want to talk about or rewatch the ad themselves on Monday.
See, that wasn't so hard.
The reason these have gone into the absolute crapper, first of all, they used to be revealed at the Super Bowl. Even like movie trailers and stuff now get leaked 2 weeks online beforehand. There's no surprise, so that sucks. Also, again, risk aversion. Everyone's afraid to offend anybody, so we just have these forgettable, inoffensive, and they're acceptable, but they're bland-ass commercials. And the new third thing they're trying to do is just throw every celebrity they can possibly think of in it, and with a crap script. I don't care if you have the entire Avengers there. It's going to be a boring commercial that we forget later. And one of the big ones is they've gone to, Netflix has done this as well. They're worried about your fragmented attention.
Hey, Peter, would you get off your phone?
They've learned through studies that 70% of viewers now are second screening, meaning they spend a lot of time on their phones. And so they're trying to make these commercials very loud, fast, memeable without any substance to it. It's just like the movies. I think it's a bad idea. You're focusing on the wrong crowd. But this year, I looked into it. They're spending $8 to $10 million for each 30-second ad. And I'm hearing some and seeing some possibilities. I just think maybe this will be finally we see that comeback. I would love to see that be, again, part of the fun of watching the Super Bowl. With $8 to $10 million, you would think you'd have to justify a little bit and put out a decent product. We shall see. So that'll keep my interest, because even though I got Seattle winning, I do like commercials, and I think it's important to bring up what's always been a fun category for me. What are my top 5? I have my top 5 Super Bowl commercials of all time. If you disagree with me, comment below, or if you agree with me, that'd be even nicer. But let me go ahead and have fun with this. What are my top 5 Super Bowl commercials of all time? And I have 3 rules for my Super Bowl commercials. They have to be memorable, they have to sell the product, and they have to become part of the culture. The really great Super Bowl commercials weren't just water cooler talk. They became part of the lexicon of the entire country. So,
Let's get started.
Top 5 all time.
Quick one, honorable mention. I will first go with 1980 Super Bowl 14, Mean Joe Green's Hey Kid Catch. Now, this was before my time, but most people have seen it. Mean Joe Green, after the game, all beat up and grumpy, is offered a Coke by a kid in the tunnel. He drinks it, smiles, says, Hey Kid Catch, throws him a jersey. Nice moment. What I remember from it, though, it made the phrase famous, have a Coke and a smile, which to this day I use. I probably don't use it the way Coca-Cola wants to. I usually use it sarcastically, like have a Coke and a smile and blank, blank, blank.
Coke and a smile and shut the f*** up.
But still, that has been part of the lexicon for the last 40 years, thanks to that commercial. Getting into my top 5 officially. Number 5, Budweiser and the What's up? A lot of y'all remember this 2000 Super Bowl 34, and Budweiser has a lot of great ones between the Frogs and the Clydesdales, but when a group of friends sat together and called each other and just kept going, louder and louder to each other, it was the silliest thing, but man, dude, this was a phenomenon. If you were too young to remember this entered movies, this entered TV shows, this was definitely part of everyone my age's daily life. Anyone my age has said, "What's up?" at least 300 times, whether you wanted to or not. Budweiser has ruled the Super Bowl commercials for a long time, but this one to me was their tippy top. Number 4, I love this one because I love the movie. FedEx Castaway spoof 2003 Super Bowl 37. If you remember the movie, Tom Hanks is a castaway on an island. He was a FedEx delivery man, and so he had one package that he refused to open that he delivered after how many years he was on that island. And so the commercial cuts to that scene in the movie and redoes it, and he hands the lady this FedEx package because he's such this great employee, and she opens it. Turns out it had everything he would have needed to get off the island.
GPS locator, fishing rod, water purifier, and some seeds. Just silly stuff.
Like a GPS locator, satellite phone. It was the funniest, best way of a possible ending to where when I see Castaway now, that commercial still plays in my head. Like, how funny would that have been if that actually happened? So not just because I love the movie, I thought it was clever, and it forever made me think of FedEx. That one is number 4. Number 3. This one should be number 1, arguably, but I have ones that are more personal favorites. Apple's 1984. This is considered arguably the greatest commercial of all time. People really study this one. 1984 Super Bowl 18. Steve Jobs presents this dystopian world. It's like a movie trailer looking at Big Brother while this lone runner comes up and she throws a hammer at a mirror and it smashes, and we don't really know what's going on, but it looks epic, it looked awesome, and at the end they promote the new computer. This was the first time we truly saw hype get built. This is when Apple became Apple. If you are an Apple fanatic now and everything you have is Apple, it's because of this commercial. This is where Steve Jobs was born. He actually had to really fight to get this on the air because no one had done this before, and people were like, dude, this is just some weird, this doesn't even make sense. What are you doing? He had to fight to do it, and the buzz was so insane. It's too bad the computer didn't live up to the hype.
It's called Macintosh.
But still, it put Steve Jobs at the forefront of like, hey, this guy's an innovator. He knows what he's doing. We need to trust his instincts. And lo and behold, that worked out many years later. So that should probably be number 1, but it's my list. I have 2 I put in front of it. Number 2, and this is my personal one, Mountain Dew's Puppy Monkey Baby, the Kickstart commercial. If y'all don't remember this, 2016 Super Bowl 50, there was the energy drink, one of the first ones called Kickstart, and they just had this weird-ass commercial where this horrifying creature walks into 3 guys sitting on a couch. It's part puppy, part monkey, part baby, and they all just sit around going, puppy monkey baby.
Puppy monkey baby.
Puppy monkey baby.
Puppy monkey baby.
Puppy monkey baby. That's all they say for like 18 seconds. And to this day, even though it annoyed everyone, it made 0 sense, I will still sometimes say puppy monkey baby. If I see a puppy or a monkey or a baby, it's the first thing about like a puppy monkey baby. That's what a good commercial does. It doesn't have to be your favorite. It just has to get in your brain. And puppy monkey baby, without question, is stuck. I could have Alzheimer's. I'll remember puppy monkey baby before I remember my name, probably before I die. And my first favorite,
Number 1.
and this one, a lot of people are going to like this company. They're going to pick a different one. I got E-Trade. Instead of the Talking Babies, and I know everyone loves the Talking Babies, for me it was the We Just Wasted $2 million, 2010 Super Bowl 44. It's the best, most to me encapsulates what I'm talking about. It was a weird, it just opens up. It's a garage. There's two weird old men sitting there, and there's a monkey in the middle dancing. They're banging cymbals. It makes no sense for 18 seconds. Just a monkey banging cymbals, no context, no explanation. Finally, cut to black screen, and they say, we just wasted $2 million. What are you doing with your money? E-Trade. Mwah. Perfect. Chef's kiss. I mean, it's just for me, I love things that are the juxtaposition of like, what in God's green earth am I watching to, oh, wow, that's really clever. That's really funny. The idea that they wasted their money, you shouldn't do that, go with E-Trade, to me is by far the best, most memorable, does what it needs to do, makes you think about it, makes you talk about it later. You know the product, you know what it does. That one to me is above the Talking Babies or even 1984 or anyone else. If you disagree, please give me your comments below. Or if you agree, let me know. Either way, this could be a fun sideshow when Seattle's up probably 21 points by the second quarter. Next thing.
Let's change the subject. Politics.
And unfortunately, this one is not nearly as fun, and I blame everyone equally.
It is absolutely 150% your fault.
Everyone is at fault for this, and politicizing every god dang thing in 2026. It is getting so annoying, even the halftime show, but I have an idea that will solve all of our problems and hopefully bring us together. It's the best idea I've had in a long time. But in case you've missed, the Super Bowl halftime show once again becoming a culture war instead of just a fun music show. The NFL picked Bad Bunny.
You're the Bad Bunny. No, that's you. You're the Bad Bunny.
To be the halftime headliner, who, by the way, has more downloads than every one of your favorite artists combined and is a truly big deal, but he is the first solo, primarily Spanish-speaking language act to ever do it. And so immediately it stopped being about music and it turned into a war on both sides.
Chip, I'm all jacked up on Mountain Dew.
It became Spanish versus English. It became global versus real America. And even now, Bad Bunny versus Kid Rock, because, yeah, that guy, remember Kid Rock? So now they're going to have a counter halftime show on Turning Point USA and saying, don't watch Bad Bunny, go watch Kid Rock. It's brought to you by Charlie Kirk's, rest in peace, his ex-wife, and they want to bring more of it. You know what I mean? So it's just become, once again, like an election instead of just a shared Super Bowl moment. Dude, it's the Super Bowl. Like this isn't Thanksgiving.
You don't talk to me like that. People are scared of me.
Why would anyone be scared of you? I hate you, you big fat turd.
Everybody knows, if you want to argue politics with your drunk uncle, you wait for Thanksgiving, you all get a couple whiskeys in you, and you go talk your shit. The Super Bowl is just supposed to be fun, man. Everyone get together, watch a football game, eat some pizza.
Can we all just get along?
This isn't the time for all that where I have to pick a side or do some sort of nonsense. It's supposed to be the one night where everyone shuts up and just enjoys each other, not argues politics. That's Thanksgiving. So, with that being said, I have a solution.
I solved it.
I have an idea for the best halftime show of all time, and I'm not kidding. It will fix everything. There will be no fights. Everyone is included the way that we want and could possibly be the greatest 15-minute show of all time. I am calling it the Super Bowl Apocalypse, a 14-minute mashup of the greatest boy bands and pop groups of every era, each getting 45 to 60 seconds rapid fire, hit after hit, every generation, escalating until nobody can even remember why they are mad in the first place.
What were we even fighting about? Huh?
So picture this. First beat drops, we start off with the foundation and go with the 80s. I got Ricky Martin, led Menudo, followed by New Edition, then New Kids on the Block. Now I got every Gen X and every millennial going crazy. Then, rising up from the floor, bring on the 90s, Boys to Men, Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, everyone's going nuts. Then the modern guys show up. I got One Direction and Jonas Brothers. Then that's not enough. Let's bring out the global. Let's go with K-pop. Now I got BTS. I got Blackpink. This isn't just an American thing. This is a world thing. Then bring on the ladies. The Queens arrive. Then we got the Spice Girls showing up. Destiny's Child with Blue Ivy out there dancing up a storm. How can anyone be mad? It is physically impossible at this point. And the finale, which is the kill shot. Lights go down. Phone lights turn on. Fireworks are loaded. Everyone comes back out, and they all start doing a sing-along with the audience going, "You are my fire." Everyone starts singing, "I Want It That Way," which, unless you're on Mars, everyone knows the lyrics to that song. It's the best pop song of all time.
I want it that way. Chills. Literal chills.
All of them together, one after another, hit after hit, age, generation, sexual orientation. There's nothing I am missing here. Everyone's celebrating. Everyone's having a good time. Grandpa's hugging his daughter. It would be an absolute blast with fireworks going on. I mean, it's possibly the best idea I've ever had.
I like that idea, and I will support
I'm not
it.
even kidding. I am so proud of myself for coming up with this. This would be insane. It would shut down all this culture war nonsense. It might be the most replayed halftime show of all time, maybe the most feel-good moment of the year, and might be the greatest 15 minutes of a concert you've ever seen.
This is the greatest thing I've ever experienced.
And I realize I'm crazy. I realize it's an insane idea, putting all those groups together logistically, contractually, egos, all of that stuff is practically impossible, but it's not impossible.
Anything is possible!
And if there was ever a moment, if there was ever a good time for us to all just kind of remember, dude, we're not all that different, and get back together and just have some damn fun, this would be worth trying next year and right now trying to get this organized. What I'm talking about isn't even a halftime show. It's a reminder that, again, we can put all ages, races, genders, sexual orientations in a show together, and everyone can be happy and everyone can have a good time and everyone can just sing because music unites us, just like, Live Aid 1985. I'm putting it on that level. My halftime show should be right there next to Live 1985 of being able to bring like 100 million people together in unison. The only people that will be upset would be the idiots that are like, I'm too cool to like pop music. I'm a tough guy. You can't please them and they'll grow out of it one day. This is a Super Bowl. It's supposed to be a party. If you want to argue politics with your drunk uncle, that's Thanksgiving.
I'm a division manager. I can do 100 push-ups in 20 minutes.
The Super Bowl is supposed to be a good night where we're all having fun together. And if a pop concert, apocalypse can do it, I'm all for it. And I think it's a great idea. And I think it's exactly what we need.
Tricky Guy Sports.
Don't forget to like and subscribe, unless you want to be a girly man.